Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Duh. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Good morning, Flosstube. Morning? It's not morning. It's the middle of the night right now. It's like 9:30 p.m. I don't think I've ever done it this late before. We're sitting here at a weird time in a weird spot. I look weird. I feel weird. Everything about this is weird. But I'm ready to go, and I want to do it now. So we're doing it now. How about that? I've been a little bit sick for the last couple of days. I apologize in advance if I'm sneezing and sniffing and coughing all over you. It's gonna be gross, but whatever. We're going with it. I'm ready to go, and I want to do it now. So we're doing it now. I feel fine. I feel better than I did before, and I figure we have fun here on this channel. And the old saying goes that laughter is the best medicine, right? So that should help a little bit. Actually, did I say laughter? I actually meant beer. Beer is the best medicine. I feel better already. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody been? I hope everybody's been doing all right. It's been a while since I sat here. I hope everybody's been good. I hope everybody's been stitching. A lot of good things have happened since the last time that I was here. I stitched a lot. I did a lot. The main great thing that happened is summer is over. Summer is over. Goodbye, summer. Please don't ever come back. I hate you. It's been cool. It's been some days it's actually been cold enough to wear pants and a sweater. I love it. I've been drinking pumpkin spice. The kids are back in school. All the fantastic things have been happening. It's just, why can't it stay like this all year long? Is there a place on Earth where it's just like no more than a maximum of 15 degrees Celsius, maybe even a little bit cooler than that, but let's say a maximum of 15 and cloudy and windy all year long? Where is that? Does this heaven on earth exist? Is that Scotland? Where is it? Because wherever it is, I'm coming. So I've got a lot to do, a lot to show, a lot to talk about today, stitching related. So I won't get too bogged down in all the things that I've been doing in my life that you don't care about in the last month or so. But except one thing that was kind of fun. Ethan plays baseball in the summer, like Little League. And as their end of the year game, they did a parents versus kids game. So I got to show up and show those little fuckers what's what. Melissa actually took some video of me at bat. If you'd like to see that, let's take a look.
You can only flirt with fire for so long, and it's gonna burn you. No doubt about it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Actually, truth be told, we only played for about an hour and a half, and my legs were so sore for about a week after that I could barely walk. That's how out of shape I am. I've got one thing to talk about before I get into like whips and stitching and stuff like that. It is still kind of stitching related. It is stitching related. It's fully stitching related. Okay, so I'm gonna set this up hopefully briefly by just saying that I get these kind of proposals and messages from people, companies, sometimes about, like, you know, along the lines of, I've got this thing or this product or whatever it is. Sometimes it's stitching related, sometimes it's not stitching related. We'll give it to you for free if you'll talk about it on your channel. And I always ignore that kind of stuff. Not in a judgy kind of way. Like if anybody else were to like, hey, yeah, I'll do that and I'll talk about it on my channel, like whatever. Go ahead. But the reason I usually ignore that kind of stuff is because it tends to be stuff that you would know for sure that I wouldn't actually use or stitch or do or don't believe in at all. Here we go, like a 5-minute Stitchman infomercial for what? Like we know he doesn't like this or use it. What is this?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
So anytime I get those types of messages, I either just say no or just don't reply. I just ignore them. And the same thing happened again recently. I got another one, and my same instinct. I just ignored it. I just, whatever, delete. I'm not even gonna. I don't entertain that kind of stuff. But a day or two went by, and it sort of like, you know, festered in my brain a little bit. I don't know if festered is the right word, but it sat in my brain a little bit that in the subject of the email, it said something about a lamp. And I struggle with good lighting. That is something that I have sought out my whole stitching life. A good lamp and good lighting. I struggle with that a lot. I have one light that kind of works well for me. If I didn't have that light in particular in that position, I don't know what I would do, because anytime I try to stitch in any different spot in the house, it's a nightmare. I'm propping lamps up on towers of books, and I'm like pulling lampshades, like, and I'm trying to get it at the right angle so it's not casting shadows, and it's like it's aimed down at my stitching, and it's a complete nightmare. I need a good light. So I thought, well, maybe I should actually read this email just out of curiosity and just see what it is. Maybe I'll hear them out, right? Why not hear them out? So it seemed, after a little bit of back and forth, like it seemed legitimate and seemed like this was going to be the stitching lamp to end all stitching lamps. I was never going to need anything else, and I was not going to be able to live without it. And they were willing to send me one if I'm willing to tell you about it. And I thought, well, I might as well give it a try, because that is something that I actually would use. And if I think it's good, I'll tell you that I think it's good. That was one of the things, though, that I like made clear to them. Like, if I don't like it, this isn't like just because you gave it to me for free, I'm going to pretend I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell people I don't like it. So you take your chances. They gave it to me anyway. And I started using it, and look at this thing. Look at this space age thing. I might have to change my angle here, but look here we go. Check this out. Look at that. Yeah, look, it's a pole. This is not a good angle for this. I will hang on. I gotta back my chair up or something. I don't know. I'll get a better shot of this and like do a voiceover so you can actually see what it looks like sitting on a table, because this is just not working. But this is what it looks like. Look at this fancy looking thing. This is what the base looks like, and this is what the light part looks like. It's got this little like slide shaped thing here. Dylan puts his toys on here and uses it like a slide. I just kicked my camera. You can turn it on by just tapping this thing, and look at that. Whoa! Look at this. That is some light right there. It's got this little knob on top, and you can like you can turn it down, and you can turn it up, and you can make it different kinds of you can make it different kinds of light. You can make it you can make it exactly the way that you like it, and exactly how you like light to be. Right? This part down here where it sits swivels like this, and this part here also swivels. So not only like you can adjust the light to the way you like it to be, you can adjust it. You can adjust the position of it to be exactly where you want it to be. Maybe I'll give a real life demonstration of this here. Hang on a second. I like my lights to be as bright as humanly possible. So I always put this on like the brightest, lightest, whitest setting, and I can tilt it to like wherever I'm sitting, in whatever like awkwardly uncomfortable position I'm sitting in. I can make the light go to exactly where I want it to be, shining right on my stitching, and basically nowhere else. You can't even see my eyes. Hey. It doesn't annoy the other people in the room quite as much, at least I don't think it does, quite as much as some like my other bright light when I turn it on. Like it kind of drives people nuts, because it lights up the whole room and gets in their eyes and stuff like that. This one's kind of focused right on the thing, and the rest of the room could be completely dark, and it makes no difference. Like sometimes I have to turn every light in the room on because I need so much light. I need overhead lights. I need every light on that I possibly can. I don't need any of that with this. None of that makes any difference. Melissa turned other lights on in the room and then turned them back off again, and when I had that light on, I noticed no difference. All I needed was that light. None of the other lights mattered, which was kind of nice for me and for other people. And also, it doesn't get hot, which is really nice. Like I can have this on all night long and grab it, and it doesn't get hot. Not that I'm in the habit of grabbing lights, but it doesn't heat me up. I'm hot and sweaty enough as it is. I don't need to be hotter and sweatier sitting underneath a really hot light, and this doesn't get hot at all, and therefore doesn't make me hot and sweaty. I'm enough of that on my own. I don't need help from a light. So anyway, that's my fancy new free light story. I hope that was either good enough or that was bad enough that it's going to deter anybody from ever even asking me to do that again. Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't really like doing this kind of stuff, but I like this light. I need a good light. I needed a good light. This is a really good light. If I didn't like it, I would tell you I didn't like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Even Melissa likes it. Melissa stayed up a couple of nights till 1 a.m. stitching. Not because she's a night owl or wanted to stay up that late stitching. She just couldn't tear herself away from the light. Because it's a really cool light. Alright, now let's get into some real stitching stuff and some works in progresses that I did. Normally I would have a little theme song intro here to introduce my whips. But I made some comment in my last video about how I have so many little theme songs that it seems like almost like the theme songs need their own theme songs. And Kaylee heard that, and she took that and ran with it. Wait till you hear what's about to happen now. Let's do it. So you know what that means. More theme songs. Just theme songs coming out of our ass over here. The theme songs need their own theme songs. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Theme songs coming out of my ass. I got theme songs coming out of my ass. I got theme songs coming out of my ass. I got theme songs coming out of my ass. This is the theme songs theme song. This is the theme songs theme song. I'm Kaylee. This is Darcy's channel, and the theme songs needed a theme song.
More theme songs. Just theme songs coming out of our ass over here. More theme songs. More theme songs. More theme songs. Just theme songs coming out of our ass over here. More theme songs. Just theme songs coming out of our ass over here. All right, first up. Summer's over. I've had enough of a break. Time to get back to Chessie. Let's see what Chessie looked like the last time I showed him on here.
This is what Chessie looked like last time you saw it. Darcy probably regrets asking me to do this.
And after all of my whining and all of my complaining and all of my struggles for how long that stupid page was taking me to finish, I finished that page. Bada bing, bada boom. Took me no time at all. Oh my god. Hang on a second. This might not be the best setup that I've ever. This might be the first and last time that I sit in this chair. Anyway, here's what he looks like. Doesn't he look good? I was very happy to get that page finished and and how quick and easy it was. I think I was just getting burned out. I felt obligated to work on Chessie, and I was working on him when I didn't want to work on him, and it felt like work, and it felt like a struggle, and like taking a break, and not only taking a break, but taking a massively different kind of break. Like I was working on my black and white things, and just completely different things that were nothing like this at all. And I took not like a significant break. I don't know how exactly long it's been, but it feels like at least 6 weeks, maybe even longer than that, since I even touched this. And when I picked him back up, I was ready to pick him back up, and I finished that hole in that page. Well, I think that was like 1,600 stitches, and I just finished that just like that. It took. I could have finished the whole page if it was a blank page. I was just cruising. I love seeing him like this. It's been however long that's been too since I got to unfold him and actually see him in his full glory like this. And then the next page, the next page that I'm going to be working on is going to be like Chessie, not just branches and shit. It's going to be his eye and his face, and it's going to be, you know, this whole part right here, and then like continuing on. So that's exciting. I'm excited about that, right? Look at that. Look at those eyes. So we got to finish the bottom of those eyes.
Meow.
My original hope that I declared at the beginning of the year was that I would finish this whole strip by the end of the year. Like by December, I'd be all the way at the end over here. That's obviously not going to happen. I've readjusted my my expectations and goals to maybe one more page. At least if I can get farther than that, all the better. But if I could just finish one more page, because I've got other things I'm just as happy to be working on too. I do want to finish this because it's a present for Dylan, and like I know I've said this a million times, but I don't want to finish it when he's like 13 and like nothing that dad does is cool anymore. Like I want him to be young enough that he's like, hey, cool looking kitty cat, I really like it, thanks dad, and not just be like, oh my god, that's lame. But you know, there's not that much difference between 4, 5, 6, or 7. I don't have to. It doesn't have to be this year or next year that I finish it. It's fine. But I would love to finish at least one more page by December. If I can get farther than that, all the better. But let's go for one more. Just one more. I think I can do it, right? One more page. So everything else that I have to talk about, whips and charts, are all things of my own creation. Yes, super self-serving. No, not really, because they're really great things. And I enjoy working on them, and you're going to enjoy seeing them, right? I really am turning into Jacob. I just do my own things now. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a good rule to live by that applies to all aspects of life. Never, ever trust a baker who doesn't eat his own food. Now let's do this.
Mr. Stitcher, Stitchman, Darcy, what you stitching on? What you stitching on, my Stitchman? Mr. Stitchman is a designer. Stitchman is a stitching on his own things, yeah. Mr. Stitchman is a stitching on his own stitchings, yeah. Mr. Stitchman, tell me what you stitching on? What you stitching on, Mr. Stitchman? Your own stitching. Ow! Yeah! Tell me!
Okay, so I have a chart that I designed a few months ago called The Religion of Solitude, and I realized that I forgot to actually finish it. I talked about it in my last video. Here's what I said about it. For next time, I am definitely going to finish this. This is my plan for next time. 100%, 100%. I should never say 100%. As soon as I say that, you know it's not going to happen. And did I do it? Did I do it? Did I actually finish it? When have I ever not done what I said I was going to do? Except all the time. But this time, I actually did it. Look! I finished it. Doesn't it look good? Looks good, right? I finished it. So I really like this one. It's strange for me to like say nice things about myself. I sometimes do it in like an over the top kind of a jokey way, but like to just be like serious, like, hey, Darcy, you did a good job. That's very uncomfortable for me. Even just saying it right then and there was very uncomfortable for me. But I like this, especially considering it was my second attempt ever. I mean, not attempt. Like I did a lot of shit before I let anybody see anything. But like as far as like things that were released to the world, this was my second try. And there are things that even now, not that I'm some kind of pro, but like even just having progressed over the last few months, there are definitely things about this that I would do differently if I was doing it again. But I'm not gonna pick it to pieces and nitpick it in front of you. I'm like, this is where I was at the time, and considering, I think it's damn good. And several of you seem to think it's pretty good too, which thank you very much, because like this is maybe, if I think I only need to sell 1 or 2 more of these, and this will be my #1 bestseller ever, which is very encouraging, because like I could see my first one ever being like selling a decent amount, because you're all just so damn encouraging all the time. Look at my little Superman hair here. You're all just so damn like encouraging and supportive that like I feel like whatever my first one was, that you would just a lot of you would have just bought it whatever it was. But like when something gets a little bit deeper into the lineup and people are still buying it, it's a little bit more encouraging that like maybe that actually was good. And I think only 2 more. If I just sell 2 more of these, this is my #1 ever. So thank you. People seem to like it. I guess, right? And if you want to be one of those 1 or 2 people to push it over the top, there's a link to my shop right down there in the description box. I am on my 3rd beer, by the way. Next up, 'tis the season of Christmas is upon us right now, and don't you think that it's not. I know it's only September, but it's not only September, it's already September. That means it's Christmas, because September is October, and October is Halloween, and Halloween is Christmas. So it's time to start getting ready for Christmas now, and what better way to get ready for Christmas than with a little die-hard Yippee Ki Yay motherfucker. What did it look like last time?
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.
And here's what it looks like now. Look at that. Yippee Ki Moth. Nice, right? Yippee Ki Moth! Pretty good! I've been enjoying working on this one a lot. I love the colors. I love the Christmassy. I love the phrase. I love this kind of stuff. It's been super fun to. I've almost been like purposely dragging it out because I could finish this very quickly. It's not very big, and not very intense. Like if I worked on nothing but this between now and my next video, I feel like it would be done quite easily. I probably would have time for other things on top of finishing this. And I do want to finish it like in time for Christmas, but I'm stretching it out a little bit because I like it, and I'm liking working on it. Isn't it nice? Don't you like it? Look at that! Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker! Another one that you have all given me extra confidence about doing the things that I'm doing, because this is one of my more recently newer ones, and this is very like it's up there in the top 3 of like the other one and the first one and then this one. They're all kind of clustered together as like stuff that has been selling the best, and at the pace that it's going and the Christmas season coming up, this could very easily be my best seller, which is very encouraging, because it's not like, oh, we'll just encourage him because it's his first thing or because we feel bad for him or whatever. It was like my 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th thing or whatever, you know. It was something like that. But enough of you seem to like it that quite a few of you have bought it, which not only like the buying of it, like, yeah, obviously that makes me happy because I can buy beer, but I like the idea that people might have this as part of their annual, let's get out the Christmas decorations and hang our Christmas stuff on the wall. It tickles me that this might be part of people's annual decorations. I like that a lot. And last but not least, greatest movie star of all time, Jimmy Stewart. Let's take a look and see what he looked like last time.
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause, even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the tailors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
And here he is in his current form. As I sit here today, I finished the whole damn page 1. Look at that. Page 1, finished. Look, that's an eyebrow right there. And the tip of an eye. See? Look, doesn't that look just like him? It actually kind of does look just like him. Here, I'll try to do a side-by-side here so you can see how it's turning out compared to the... Does that work? I don't know if that really works or not, but here's this, what his face looks like, and here's what the stitching looks like. I think he's turning out pretty good, don't you? I think he's gonna look like himself. This is another one that I've had a lot of fun working on, which surprises me because I don't generally gravitate toward grays and like a black and white. Like I do like black and white. I like the look of a black and white picture, but like to stitch a full coverage black and white thing never really was all that appealing to me. But lately it has been, and it's been going quickly, and I've been really enjoying doing it. And for anybody like, here, hang on a second. For anybody that like it had I kind of hinted at this, or sort of mentioned it before, that like I tried to do this so it'd be big enough to be impressive and not lose any detail, but not be so big that it's like daunting or overwhelming. Like I know some people love the humongous Heaven and Earth. I also love humongous Heaven and Earth, but not everything needs to be like, you know, 500 by 600 or whatever. So this is like the size of this 232 by 232 stitches wide, 280 stitches high. Yeah, that is a lot, and it's full coverage. And when you don't do full coverage, like, you know, I try to tell Ryan that like that's no big deal, right? That's like that's a mini Haid, maybe even smaller. Some of the minis are even bigger than that. Like it's minier than a mini. But like when you're not used to something like this, it still kind of seems a little bit overwhelming. But it's not unreasonable. It's not going to take a million years to do, and it's not hard to do, and it's not hard to follow. You know. So if you want Jimmy Stewart on your wall, I don't know. I'm not sure what my point is. I guess more the like because I'm just so, I've done full coverage for so long, and for a while it was all I was doing. For many, many years, that's all I was doing was full coverage. And when I have something or see something that for what I consider reasonably small, or like a reasonable average size, to hear other people talk about it like they're terrified to even look at it, I don't know how to convince them that it's not that scary. Because it's not. Whatever. Just follow along and see his face come together. Whatever. Who cares? I'm gonna stitch him and I'm gonna show him to you, and that's all that really matters. And the next page, page 2, there's a little bit of a strip of background up here. I tried to keep that to like as minimal as possible, but it's almost entirely face, hair, forehead, eyes. So like page 2 is, you're really gonna see him come together like right away on page 2. And I'm going to start that right away now that I've shown him to you. I'm going to start that right away. Right away, like right now. I'm not even going to finish this video. I'm going to start stitching it right now. Okay, so one other thing. I made a comment in my last video toward the end, sort of an offhanded comment about maybe I'll do something Alfred Hitchcock related just so I can use the hashtag Stitchcock. Stitchcock. And several of you in comments and messages that you sent me seem to really like that. And the more that I thought about it, the more I really liked it too. So I did I did a couple of Hitchcock related things just so we can get the ball rolling on the hashtag Stitchcock. Stitchcock. So here's a couple of things that I came up with. Here's a couple of things that I came up with, you see. First, obviously, Hitchcock himself. There he is right there. You know, because I'm kind of into the full coverage black and white, similar to Jimmy Stewart, except this Hitchcock that I did is actually quite a bit smaller. Like, he's not small, but probably 20,000 stitches fewer than Jimmy Stewart. Still has quite enough detail that he's going to look pretty good. Really good, not pretty good. He's going to look really good. There's no detail lost there, but it doesn't. It doesn't have to be wall size, poster size every single time. I thought was a good size to keep him sort of like impressive and reasonable. So Jimmy Stewart minus 20,000 equals Hitchcock. There's Alfred Hitchcock himself right there. Stitchcock! I also did this other one called Marion's Eye, which is inspired by the scene from Psycho, in case you didn't get the Marion or I or why that's Hitchcock related. Her name in Psycho, the woman that was stabbed in the shower, was named Marion. And this is sort of based on the close-up shot of her eyeball after she was killed. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at it right there. Let's have some fun. Let's feel good together. Let's see. There she is, right there. See, there. That eye right there, right there. There she is, laying dead on the bathroom floor, with her eyes still open. Starts with a real close-up of her eye and pans out. There, you can see. Do we really need my commentary here? Could we just let the scene speak for himself? I feel like I'm ruining it right now. Just go watch the movie. So anyway, that was where I mean, obviously I did some things to I made it a little bit like different, but that's where the basic like eye came from that I thought could be legitimately Hitchcock related. Stitchcock. So I really like this one. Turned out really good. It's kind of bigger than the other ones, like a stitch count wise, but it's not full coverage necessarily. Like, yeah, it's a little bit complicated. I sent it to Ryan, and like he's a little bit like, I don't think I'm gonna do that one, even though I think he should. Let's encourage him to like branch out a little bit. do something complicated. It's not that complicated. It's 8 pages of pattern, but several of those pages have a lot of blank space in them. It's not full coverage. There's a lot of empty space and a lot of like scattered pieces here and there. So it's not that intense. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. You know what I mean? And just to give another little option to some people who wanted something a little bit smaller and more reasonable, I took another. It's a lot of Psycho related. I know Hitchcock has a lot of things that are not Psycho. I don't know why I gravitate all towards Psycho, but here anyway, that's what I did. Here's a line from Psycho. So this one's pretty small. It's like 90 by 50 or something like that, 98 by 50. Something like that. You think I would know be a little bit prepared. It's something like that. It's less than 100 by less than 100, so it's pretty small. Stitchcock! So all 3 of those are currently available in my shop if anybody is interested. Also, like, anything that you find that is legitimately, my ear's really itchy. Anything that you find that is legitimately like Stitch Hitchcock related, even Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart was in 4 Hitchcock movies. That's legit. Stitchcock. I did one earlier on. That was another quote from Psycho that I did for my mom, called "A boy's best friend is his mother." There it is right there. That's legit Hitchcock. Stitchcock. Also, and I know I'm all about me, and yeah, I want to just take over the world and have everybody stitching nothing but my stuff. Yes, I do want that. That is my ultimate goal, to see everybody only stitching my things ever. But in the meantime, it doesn't necessarily have to be something of mine. Anything that you want to just use the hashtag Stitchcock for, just be, is it really this is there's no rules here. This is not really a stitch along. It's not really an anything. there's no start date, there's no end date, there's no like monthly thing, there's no rules at all, other than I just think the hashtag Stitchcock is a funny hashtag and I just want to use it. So it could be one of my things, it could be something else Hitchcock related that you find, it could be something that you could even just tenuously argue that is sort of somewhat Hitchcock related. A bird? Are you stitching a bird? Hashtag Stitchcock. Stitchcock. And forget it. Even if not. Even if you're stitching a cartoon, you're stitching Pokemon, or you're stitching like something from Alice in Wonderland. Nothing that you can even legitimately claim as anything Hitchcock related at all. You just want to use the hashtag Stitchcock. Use it. Just use it for any reason whatsoever. Is this the best stitch along ever? Just use Stitchcock for any reason, for whatever you're stitching, for however long you're stitching it. That's it. That's all we're doing. Stitchcock. So I think that's all I've got for now. This was fun. I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I got to see you all again. I don't really know what's going to happen over the next few weeks. I'm kind of in a Chessie mood right now, so it's possible that we might see some grand significant progress on Chessie over the next few weeks. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably start a Stitchcock thing. I'm falling way behind on the Nevermore stitch along that I'm supposed to be a part of, and when I say falling way behind on, I mean haven't even started. So I've got to get that going. I know it seems like a lot of like I feel like I'm starting this and I'm starting that and I'm working on this, like it's getting to be a lot of things again that I'm getting overwhelmed by, but at the same time I kind of feel like it's A, it's fine, whatever, it's good to have options, and B, I was reminded as I was digging through my drawers how many things I've actually finished this year. Like, it's not just that I'm just starting this and starting that and then like forgetting about them. I have finished a lot of things that you've probably forgotten about, things that I've forgotten about. I might have to end the year with like a finish parade to remind you of all the things that I have actually legitimately finished this year. Because it's not like it's not 100 things, but it's more than like the one thing every 3 years that I was finishing before. It's quite a few things. So whatever, I don't feel guilty about starting new things when I'm actually finishing things, right? it evens out. So thank you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being nice to me. Thanks for all the things. I'll see you hopefully in 2 to 3 weeks with tons of progress on tons of things. And until then, happy stitching and happy drinking and happy trails and happy Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.
Yippee Ki Yay, motherfucker.
Stitch.